Okay, welcome to the Karen Mitches podcast. Today we have Peter Saran.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Did I say your name right?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of people, it's weird because I've been doing comedy for a while now. Some comics they won't ask me how to say my last name. They'll assume, and it's always weird because they assume it's because I'm brown. It's not Saran.
What will they say?
A lot of comics have brought me up as Saran.
Oh.
They assume there's a form of accent on it.
Yeah.
Which I find funny. I never bring it up because I'm like, it's not going to make a difference on stage. But it's always fun because people ask, Saran, right? I'm like, yeah, like the rap, you know? And then a comic was like, yeah, give it up for Peter Saran rap. I'm like, you didn't have to say the last part at all. That didn't make any sense.
What kind of background is it?
I'm assuming Dutch because of the Saran wrap brand itself, but I don't get any royalties for it. I think it's more of a colonizing situation.
Where's your family from?
India. So
did the Dutch colonize over there?
Yeah, Dutch East India Company was a huge.
I guess I should know that. But like Lester Fernandez does a bit because he's from India, but he has the last name Fernandez, and it's from the Portuguese colonizing.
Yes, I mean different parts. I'm assuming he's from more of the Goa area of India, I think.
I'll agree with you.
Okay. More from the northern part of India, and ours was more Dutch.
Okay.
And British invasion, less Portuguese and Spanish.
Okay, so the Spanish were there too?
I think so. I can't imagine they weren't.
A lot of different people rolled in.
I mean, it's a big country, and Europe really loves taking things, I find.
It's a hobby of ours.
Yeah, I mean, if the World Cup has proven anything, you guys really like snatching that away from colonized countries. So just want a World Cup.
Does Europe win the World Cup a lot?
Yeah, well, last couple of times have proven. South America's always, like, before the 2000s, I think.
Okay.
It was a big European thing, but, like, I think a bit after 2005, I think it was, like, a lot of Brazil, a lot of South America.
Yeah.
But, again, it's, like, that's also very colonized land. But it's fun to watch, though. It's fun to watch European countries lose at the one thing they keep telling us they're better than us at. So that's always fun.
I love that. Is your family very Indian?
Yes, we're from Brampton, so.
Did your parents come over, or?
They came over with my grandparents when they were young.
Okay.
So
they've been here a long time now.
Yes, since they were kids.
Okay.
And then I came along.
Okay. And you grew up in Brampton?
Yes.
So the most Indian place in Canada.
That's what people keep telling me, but I think Surrey is supposed to be the most Indian place in Canada.
Yeah.
But,
the suburb of Vancouver.
Yeah, but the way I've been described, at least, because I haven't been to Surrey, but I do have family down there. We're very the hick version of what Surrey is, because I think they've been here longer than a lot of us have.
Oh, okay.
So they have more roots.
It's weird, too, because I lived in Vancouver for a while, and I went to Surrey once, and it was with, like, a white friend who was... Like, we went to her friend's house, and they were a couple who had a new baby. They were in a very white trash part of Surrey.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the one part of it I saw. And then I had, like, one other friend who was, like, Sri Lankan. And he was from, like, I think, affluent family. Yeah. So I guess Surrey has more going on than one thing.
Yeah, it's been around, I think, as far as, like immigration population than Brampton's been around. Like, when I was a kid, it was still very much farmland.
Oh, okay.
And then it started developing as I was a child. Now it's got a bunch of houses. They got condos. It's an insane place now.
It's built up.
People still like to point at it as a place to be afraid of. I find,
shit.
Especially when I go to small towns to perform, they really want to tell me about my own hometown when they find out I'm from Brampton.
Like, what's the most egregious thing someone said to you?
Well, it's always the nicknames they like to all the hacky street nicknames they like to tell me about, like the Bramley Dash and the India 300 or whatever the NASCAR thing is.
I don't know this.
Me neither, but they love to tell me about it.
Is it like is it a street that people race on?
No, I think it's just more like, because I think it's like the Indy 300 is like a NASCAR thing, and that's what, because I think it's supposed to tell me that Brampton has bad drivers.
Oh.
But I've also driven in Toronto and all around Ontario. I don't think many people here know how to drive. Like, a lot of the time.
So you think the driving in Brampton is like on par with the rest of Ontario?
It's at a higher, I feel like it's a higher standard, but it's also like, again, immigrants are coming in at an exponential rate.
Yeah.
And so it's like people learning how to drive on a side of the road they've never driven on before.
Yeah. I had a cab driver once tell me that Toronto driving is bad because of multiculturalism. Because his theory was that everyone learns to drive in a different country, so we don't all have the same mentality.
Yeah, I mean, driving in India is very different from driving here. I mean, it feels like less traffic laws there as a whole, but here people complain about it so much regardless of how good and how strict the laws can be. So it's always fun to listen to people talk about their country going to crap every generation. It's never like one generation it's been great. We've had a great, but it's like you go back to the 1930s, they're blaming Italians.
Oh yeah, they had that riot in Christie Pitts Park.
They were blaming the Irish before that. It's just like whoever settles in, generally, any new immigrants coming afterwards, they generally pass the buck, it feels like.
And even if there was, like, if you were in a country with no immigration, like, they just blame the young people. I was watching True Detective season 1.
Oh, that's
and there's
a good one.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it in like 10 years, maybe more. So I was like, it was almost like watching it for the first time again. It was so good. And then there's a part in it where Woody Harrelson's character is talking to his father-in-law, and the father-in-law is complaining about everything going to hell, and he's like, well, if it was that good, it probably wouldn't have changed.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. To go back to True Detective, I love first season because they tried their hardest to make Matthew McConaughey look unattractive as the older he got. And it was so funny to watch.
In some ways gets hotter as his older self.
He just balds a bit. You're like, I could see you pulling that off, man.
I was thinking about it because he's one of those actors where like he is like a hot guy, but I typically don't have a crush on him except that movie, that character. I'm like, this is the sexiest character ever. Oh yeah. Which I don't even think, I don't know. There's
a lot of like I feel like the younger you watch an actor, the more attached. Like I know this girl who watched like Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused and thought he was super attractive, but his character is very villainous in my opinion.
Yeah.
His main line everybody goes back to is what was it? I get older, but the girls stay younger. All right.
Yeah, he's
very much a villain in that.
That's probably the first thing I ever saw him in, and I was 13 years old when I watched it. So I think he was like the poster boy for like creep, like look for this man in the wild and avoid.
And then, but that's the thing. Same with like Leonardo DiCaprio. He went from being that pretty boy to like. Somebody tried to describe it to me once. It was like one of those things where it's like actors like that start off like every woman or like every young female woman loves this guy. Yeah. And then he starts doing movies like Aviators, starts Wolf on Wall Street, and every dad or every uncle that you knew when they hated this guy, they watch those movies. They're like, this guy's the man now.
Yeah, actually, that is true. Because guys hate the like pretty boy. Like Timothée Chalamet's going through it right now because a few years ago a lot of guys hated him, and then with Marty Supreme was like his flip, where people are like, I don't know, he's a pretty good actor.
I don't know if it's like them getting better as actors. I can't imagine it is. I just think they get into grittier roles, and dudes are kind of like, well, I like him now. Yeah. There's not a lot of I can't imagine William Dafoe ever had that kind of.
Because it's like with opposite sex, you sort of like want somebody who's hot in a traditional way, but when you're connecting with someone the same sex as you want to see their flaws, because then you can relate it to your own flaws and like connect to them.
Yeah. like for me, it's like when I was a kid, I watched Euro Trip with Michelle Trachtenberg,
Oh my God, I love that movie.
and I had a huge crush on her for such a long time.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I don't know if she ever had a role after that that kind of like made her like, oh, women are like, that's my girl now.
I've always liked her. The first thing I saw her in was Harriet the Spy.
I remember watching Harriet the Spy.
And I was like, I wish this was my childhood.
Yeah, well, wild, because I'm pretty sure that movie's about like teenage depression or loneliness.
Yeah,
I think.
but it kind of starts out really good. Then she digs herself into a huge hole. Then she comes back out of it.
Yeah, she digs it. It's a very Disney plot.
Yeah.
With such a dark underlying tone.
But I feel like, yeah, everybody goes through that, I think, where you sort of like piss off the other kids.
Yeah.
And find out what's wrong with you.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think the kids that never do that generally look back at school and be like, that's the greatest time of my life. And you're like, that's sad, bro.
Yeah. I have friends who just, I think they just like kind of feel like they missed out because they were hiding themselves. I mean, some people can't hide. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, comedy is a perfect indicator of meeting people who can't seem to hide who they are.
Yeah.
Even when they really should be sometimes, to be honest.
You should keep a lot of that inside.
Yeah, but it's a good indicator of how truthful a person will be in front of you is just by how weird they'll just end up being in the first time you ever meet them.
Yeah.
Like I'm very bad at impressions in general. I find I tend to be quiet a lot of the time. People always think I dislike them. I just most of the time I was high, to be honest, just trying to figure out if I was there or not. So I always felt bad because people come up to me and be like, I thought you didn't like me. I'm like, I barely know you, man. Don't really know how to act towards people that I don't really know too well.
Do you have a discomfort being seen?
That's the thing with choosing stand-up too. It's like I'm always, especially when I'm on stage, I'm always seen. So I had to get used to. I had stage fright when I was a child, like extreme stage fright. Like I hated being anywhere near a stage. And then when I got into university, I ended up doing open mics at a comedy club, where I went to school and.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Carleton in Ottawa.
Okay.
So I ended up working at one of the comedy clubs down there. And I remember my first open mic, it was at one of the comedy clubs, and I bombed as hard as anybody. I bombed so hard that the friends that I brought left.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this isn't for us.
Oh, man.
And then I got off stage, and the guy that was running the mic, I guess he did work at the club, and he came up to me, man. He was like, hey, man, that sucked. Do you need like a job or something? And at first I was like, yeah, I guess that, sure. And I realized he got me the job because that was one way for me to watch and learn how to be a comic.
Yeah.
I spent a whole week just watching one comedian do 40 minutes. And then next week I'd watch a different style of comedian do another 40 minutes. And that's how I'd slowly learn. And then the club would give me like openers, like 5-minute openers too. I was like 18, 19 at the time, so it didn't mean a lot. And I was very lucky because I hear some of the horror stories that other comics, when they first, especially in Toronto, when they start out, they're just every room's filled with comics.
Yeah, and comics only open mics are brutal.
Yeah, it could be rough. Some part of me wishes that because I started traveling like the first year of comedy to do small towns in and around Quebec, and that's when I really learned that it's not a nice place, Canada, sometimes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's
small town Quebec.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Ontario too, but mostly just the other side of the border was more willing to book me, but it was like you're getting, like, if you're not doing well, people are yelling at you in a different language.
Oh, shit.
And you're trying to be like, I hope it's not racist. I hope it's because I'm a bad comedian and not because of this color of my skin.
Yeah. But then, yeah, I feel like I'm sure people get mad at you about your comedy, but then just come at you with racism. Right?
I assume at that point I just have to assume it's because of my race. I can't really assume.
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping it's like if I have bad comedy, they come up and tell me I have bad comedy. I really hope it's not you got bad comedy and then a racist slur. I was like, oh, I can't be. I don't want both.
Yeah, one at a time. One at a time.
If you hate my comedy, please tell me you hate my comedy. I can work on that part. I don't really know how to work out the other part.
Fuck. So that was very interesting to have as like a formative experience.
Yeah, I don't know, it made it more real. It feels like I didn't really get. I shouldn't say I got thrown to the wolves. I threw myself to the wolves. I didn't have to do any of that. I was already working at a comedy club, getting spots. I was just like, how do I get better?
Yeah, but no, that's really good that you did that.
Yeah, I'm a better comic for it. And now it feels like, though, Toronto is very different compared to just the rest of Ontario, even the rest of Canada as far as comedy goes.
What do you think is definitional about Toronto's comedy scene?
There's a few styles that become prevalent. Like you can tell, like when one comic is like really doing well, you can see it trickle down to in the styles of other comics, like the younger comics. Which nothing wrong with that. Is like you're watching some of the best in the country.
Yeah.
And you want to, not just you don't want to emulate, but you just end up emulate. I've done it a couple of times. I've had to catch myself a lot of the times. But it's like here, it's like the people you start comedy with, the people you do comedy with, you tend to emulate more as far as style. Maybe not obviously jokes. You definitely want to be original.
Yeah.
But you see it, the way mannerisms and the way people speak is just how it is, and people let you know. And sometimes it's something you can control. Sometimes it's something you can't control. But I don't see it as like people say like, oh, they're stealing, but it's really not.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you have like a friend circle, everyone in the friend circle has the same slang, and you develop mentalities towards the same thing. So I can see we're all like hearing each other's material and seeing each other's on stage.
And Toronto is very much a melting pot, not just in the fact of like, let's say, ethnicities, but more or less like the style of comedy coming from around the world. Like we have people coming from the West, we have people coming from the East, we have people from all around Ontario. It's just all these different styles of comedy just getting put into one. Like you can tell the way like especially somebody from the West, you can tell they do longer time because that's when they start. There's more stage time than there is comics, so they get so much more time. They just get thrown to wolves, like doing 40 minutes in your first year. And then here it's like, for me, it's like I learned how to build time. So I learned how to do 5. I learned how to do 7, 8, 10, 15. So I built up my set.
Yeah.
And then the East Coast is very much like we're doing scat.
Oh.
We're just coming here to tell you a story and hopefully it works out. We're not sure if there's a punchline here or not, which seems disrespectful. I don't mean to be disrespectful to the East Coast.
Yeah. You're just defining what you've seen.
But it's like different styles of comedy, and they all come to Toronto to meld their styles in and hopefully go to America.
Yeah.
Because there is a definite ceiling here for very good comics.
Yeah. It's hard to really turn it into a career.
Some have. There's a lot of dudes but it takes a lot of effort and a lot of luck to be like here, and then you're on TV a lot. Like there's guys like Jerry D, Mark Forward. There's a lot of guys that have established things here that because of that they have a legacy here. They don't really have to go wander anywhere else. But there's a lot of comics that it's like the ceiling is you get to do that one big festival a year, and that doesn't sustain a lot of comics.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of guys that are so good but don't ever get that opportunity, and the only way they're ever going to get respect is by leaving the city or leaving the country to go somewhere else to perfect the craft, and then they come back.
Yeah.
The way somebody described Toronto to me, it's a screw-face capital where it's like they only love you when you leave and make it somewhere else. It happened with a lot of artists. It happened with Drake is a perfect example of somebody who had to leave
Yeah. And there's something too like about the way Drake gets made fun of by Canadians even though he's successful.
I think it's mostly just the way where he's from and how he grew up and how he acts.
Yeah.
He grew up not too far from. He grew up in a very rich neighborhood, and then he acts talking about like how he's out here with guns and shooters. And, but he grew up in in Forest Hills.
It's like Canada knew him from Degrassi Junior High, yes. And then he went to America and got cool, and then he came back, and then. But then I guess like I do feel like sometimes with people like 10 years younger than me who more like grew up with him, there is like, I think I even like Drake and have like some pride around him, but I feel like there's a certain age range where people are just like do really have a lot of attachment to him.
Oh, I know there's guys that would die for Drake. I grew up in a city that loves Drake. I knew guys that went to the Kendrick concert only to turn their back on Kendrick. Just to, or mean mug him. It's just it's one of those things like, yeah, he's Canadian. We love a good Canadian success story.
Yeah.
But a lot of those guys also come with baggage that you kind of people don't really want to be like, you see.
Yeah.
They really want to be like, see, he made it, but not the other stuff like texting minors. You don't really want to talk about as.
Yeah.
You're just like, there's good and the bad, I guess. I don't really know. I'm not trying to defend or tear him down, but there's flaws in celebrities, and people tend not to try to see because they're hoping one day, especially in what we do, to get to that level.
Yeah. But though I feel like it's complicated with celebrity because it's not like you feel like you know the person, but it's not like the way if you went to school with someone over like 8 years and then you actually have an assessment of their character and whether you like them. It's more like people take a part of themselves and cultivate it, and that's what the world sees. And so you really like that, their exterior, which is connected to their interior, but it's just part of them. So then you can be a fan of someone for like a decade and not know they're like just shitty to be around because you literally haven't sat in a room with them.
I think it's psychosomatic in that sense, where it's like because we see one part of a celebrity and that's the part we want to see a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's like even with like comedians, we get to meet famous comedians most of the time, if not all the time. They're not generally like how they're portrayed on television.
Yeah.
Like some people's, I don't know if swear by like how nice Louis C.K. is.
Yeah.
A very nice dude to hang around, but he still did everything that he did.
Yeah.
And that is what might be his legacy, apart from his comedy.
Yeah.
And that's just what celebrity is. You don't get to choose your legacy sometimes.
Yeah. Even like without the sort of like people who've transgressed, there's also just like, you know how like Paul Newman was like one of the hot guys of his time, but then later generations just know him as like the salad dressing guy.
Paul Newman as in the gambler, or is the hustler, the pool?
Paul Newman, he was an actor.
Yes, I'm trying to think of the movie that I know him from. Was it where it's a whole movie where he just plays pool with a guy named Fats Minnesota?
I don't know that I can
Minnesota
name
Fats?
a Paul Newman movie.
Escape from Alcatraz might be one, or is that Clint Eastwood?
He's of that. I have no idea.
Yeah, I know who he is. I just trying to place where I might have seen him.
Like, and it's hard too because he looks like him and Marlon Brando and James Dean and a couple other guys were all young at the same time and did the same kinds of stuff. So then you can switch them up.
Oh yeah,
easily.
I mean, Marlon Brando is like the godfather to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I guess I remember they showed when I was a kid the Tennessee movie. I'm trying to remember. Streetcar Named Desire.
Yeah.
I remember him being in that, where he's the abusive boyfriend or husband, I think.
Yeah.
Those are really the two movies I know him from.
Yeah, and so different.
Yeah, very different. I mean, the older you get, I think the better roles you get.
Oh, yeah.
Or the more choice you have in.
I guess I get clips online of Brando in A Streetcar Named Desire because it's supposed to be like the best movie to watch to see like the change that happened in acting because he's using like a very naturalistic style, but the other people in it are still like the older style that was like more theatrical. So he was like innovating the new style, and then later movies after that moved to his style.
Yeah, I guess those older movies had like an accent they would all kind of use, where they would talk like detective noir all the time.
Yeah.
Like one of those old like
Now see
Casablanca.
here.
Yeah, now see here. Now see here, girl. Something like that. It's very southern, it feels like.
Yeah, but I think like when you went to acting school, they taught you like this theatrical kind of behavior that, and then he was the guy that was like, what if I just walked into the room and acted like a man who had just walked into a room and was mad and yelled at this person the same way I would, it's like natural.
I like the idea he just didn't know how to act. He was just like, everybody else was like, oh, I learned this. And he's just like, I'm just going to say the words, that are written down and whatever I feel like. You just tell me what I'm supposed to feel and I'll do that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of actors aren't like super talented at acting, but they like who they are, they just play themselves and people like that character, so they're just always, and they have charisma but they don't necessarily have acting skill.
There's a lot of comedic actors that have gotten very, very big roles and very big careers just because they've never played anybody but themselves on screen, which is fine. I mean,
I would like to have that career.
This means no disrespect, but I would love to see Adam Sandler in a Shakespearean movie, just to see what they could come up with, what he could pull off.
But I think like if there's one bad actor in a movie, other people can act around them.
Yeah, I mean, if they've proven anything with having like very attractive people, that they've just kind of been like, you're a very attractive model, do you want to be in the movie, and we'll just have Will Smith act around you and you can try.
Yeah,
that's really what it was. Or we'll have we'll bring all these Oscar nominated actors and actresses and you just be attractive.
But sometimes you see someone who's like not good at acting but people have a lot of faith in them and they'll tank like 3 big projects before people move on from them. And then there's other people who are legitimately talented who never get their foot in the door.
I think that also probably has to do with attitude a lot of the time. I think like especially in art form, like one of the first things I learned about comedy is just don't be a dick. It's so easy not to be an asshole, especially with people you meet for the first time. Yeah. But some people just don't ever get that memo. They just keep on, and then they get, even for as talented as they are, a lot of people are very talented, but their attitudes don't reflect that talent, I find, most of the time. And so they're very much shunned. But some people, it's like they're very talented. For some reason, it's if it isn't like they're just happy to be there a lot of the time, and so sometimes that outshines, sometimes it just gets you.
I think some people don't know how to advocate for themselves, so they know how to do stuff, but they don't know how to tell other people.
Well, that's just comedy in a nutshell. That's legit. A lot of people that don't know how to advocate for themselves. A lot of people that, like, now it's very much social media based what we do. Yeah. And which is important because before it's like a few dudes would choose who got this, who got that. Now it's like you can create your own fan base. Yeah. You can reach people that would have never seen you but relate to you in ways that others just can't. But then there's people that get popular and you just sit there and you're like, yeah, you put the lowest amount of effort into this. Yeah. You said some wild stuff and then you put it up and people.
But it's almost like there's people I think get really good at stand-up because they're like grinding and they're trying hard and they're growing, but they don't know all the like business stuff around the social media, like even just like the consistency to post regular, like I don't know, it's like it's too many like administrative tasks so they don't hit it in social media. Whereas like somebody else might have less comedic chops, but they know how to like be professional and like put out the content and get a sponsor.
I think it's also like that's a different form of hard work too. To be able to do something like that, to be able to reach out to people, to be able to know what to say.
Yeah.
I don't think it's what they do is wrong. I think it's right. I mean, well, like I don't know if I speak for any comics, but I got into this to be very lazy. That's really what I got into comedy for, to be honest. I wanted to do an hour on stage and then just leave. That's really all I wanted. But now it's become very important to be able to do another part. A lot of people just didn't sign up for.
Yeah.
Like people.
You have to cultivate your talent, and then you have to run your own business.
Which is a smart move. That's the problem with a lot of us got into this so we didn't have to be intelligent. We were just hoping to run the rooms, get our money, and get out. And then hopefully by sheer dumb luck we make it.
Yeah.
But for a lot of guys, it's like they got into it because they saw that they could put in this work, that this like a lot of guys don't always see. They see both parts of comedy as a business. Like if you get good enough at one part of it, the other part will just come.
Yeah.
So for a lot of guys, if they build up the social media now, they have that fan base. They can just get better as a comic in their minds. Because to be honest, this isn't a race. This is a marathon. Is one of the things you learn as a new comic.
Yeah.
It's just, if you get better incrementally, that's really all that matters. I've known dudes that have been really bad at this for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then at some point something clicks and they're one of the best comics in the city over it. Feels like a night.
Yeah.
But it comes in waves.
It's weird too because you can have a paid gig in your first year, but then it's been embarrassing for me because I've been at it for a few years, and then people who aren't in it are like, well, how much do you get paid? And I'm like, and then I just found a clip with Shane Gillis where someone was talking about like, well, how much were you getting paid back then? And he's like, the first 10 years, like you don't really make money.
Yeah.
You basically work for free, and then one day you make $17,000 in a weekend. Yeah. And it was really like gratifying for me to hear him say that he didn't get paid for 10 years because I haven't been able to explain it to people. Because when you say it to one person you know, and it's just you're talking to your friend, it's almost like they're just looking at you like, oh, sweetie, you're getting taken advantage of.
Yeah, it's an artist paradox. They keep telling us what we do is the amount of people I've met that are like, oh, what you do is so hard, and then when they find out that I don't make too much at it, they're like, oh, you can do better. Yeah. And you're like, well, I can't do both. You know? I can't be the best at this. And then also, it's just, it's something that you learn with time, I think, especially the business part of this. If you know this right off the bat, how our business or how the business of just being an artist works, you're kind of in the wrong business, I think. It's a lot of trial and error. Yeah. And there's a lot of dudes above you that are always willing to help. At least now there is. There wasn't always a time where guys wanted to help the younger comics, but I feel like it's very much changed. Like
so were you around when that happened?
Yeah, when I started, it was a lot of dudes. Like, I remember, because I started around, like, 2015, 2016. So I had a couple of years before COVID hit. So a lot of the older dudes, especially in like a small scene where I was, they would get mad at other comics for recording their sets. They would be like, if you're learning, that's fine, but don't post anything, or don't do crowd work. If you have material, do material. And then a couple of years later, everything they said just fell completely by the wayside. People wanted crowd work. Yeah. All the time. They wanted clips. They wanted to see people put up stuff on YouTube. That became popular. It's just things change so quickly. You kind of have to adapt or get left behind. Yeah. But it's like the business side of this is so difficult to learn because now, because of the internet, everything's changing so quickly that one thing's popular, you're like, oh, I'm putting out stuff, this is gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Next week you're back down to the same
Yeah.
likes you were getting back when you weren't. So it's just like, you never know what the algorithm is. I think people would say that it's always changing.
Because even like I was seeing this like comedian content guy, like someone I follow on TikTok, and he was saying like he had this fan base in like 2020 that like disappeared on him, but it wasn't like that his fans got mad at him or didn't like his stuff anymore, but they just started getting fed other stuff, and then like he just the ease at which it happened changed, and it wasn't as easy anymore.
Yeah, because it's like once your stuff gets popular, the thing about social media is to follow patterns. So other people start copying what you did, and then now they get a portion of your fan base. Now that's split.
You're like the only restaurant in town, and then now there's 20 of you.
Yeah, there's a lot of comedy producers out there that will tell you that that because they were in a small town and they were producing, they're like they didn't need to promote a lot.
Mm.
And then other things would come, like younger producers, people would come and they're like, now they're eating my lunch. I'm like, but you can also evolve. You can start promoting more of your shows. I promise. You just can't rely on the same people over and over and over again, because comics, when they come to especially a small town, they want to get paid.
Yeah.
They want to get paid what their worth is. They want to get taken advantage of. So people will stop working with you if all you do is complain and not help. You know? Because we're not producers. At least we're not producers in your town. We're just there to perform.
Yeah.
So we can't really get involved sometimes in your politics. We just want to get paid and get out.
Yeah. Did you try your hand at producing?
I've done it once or twice, but I've always done it with people that are, I'll say, smarter than me in that aspect. I've always only really done comedy, to be honest. I've never really had aspirations for anything outside of this.
I'm kind of good at like admin type stuff, so I thought like, oh, I can produce a show, but there's just so much like the promoting part is just too like uncomfortable for me, and I don't do a good job. Like I can run ads, but I don't. It just I feel like I don't have the promoter personality.
There's a lot of, especially like comics that have started doing it in the last couple of years, that really know how to promote. Like they know how the ad base works. They know how to get optimal sales just to get people in. Yeah. It's fun to watch, but it's like, I don't really have that in me.
I think you have to like it a bit so that like, because it's the same thing where it's not always the same. So you have to keep like have the mindset to be like trying different stuff and gaming it, and like it's like stand-up's hard, but I like that it like everyone has certain challenges they like, and I just think like promoting isn't something I like enough to learn how to get good at it.
Yeah, I always found that if I was just good enough to be on the show, most people would leave me out of every other aspect of it.
Yeah, I feel like I fall behind twice because like I'm not producing my own shows, and then I think I'm bad about asking people to be on theirs.
Oh, I have that issue all the time, mostly because I forget, because people will be like, yeah, just remind me about getting on the show. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll remember, and then I never.
And it's so weird because then I hate messaging people again. You know what I feel like a weirdo.
You just kind of have to. It just it's one of the aspects of what we do that you just kind of have to ask people and hope for. Like, there's a lot of dudes that I know that just keep asking, that they never stop asking, to the point a person will get so annoyed they're just like, yeah, you're on, just please stop messaging me.
Yeah,
there's
I guess
like a fine balance.
But why is it that like I handle the fact that sometimes I'm wildly annoying on stage, and I'll be embarrassed about how I was, and then I just eat that. I don't know why. But if I'm annoying to another person, like if it happens on a one-on-one thing, then it's so upsetting for me.
I think most people see it as like on stage you're kind of playing, you're hopefully playing an extension of yourself. Yeah. So it feels less, and plus most people are just strangers. Yeah. So you don't have to worry you'll ever see them, and if they do like you, you hope they see you again. Yeah. It just, people don't really at least now, don't really judge you on what you do on stage.
Yeah.
Really about who you are off stage. A lot of the time, I find a comic could be really bad, I find, but if they're a cool hang, people let it go.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'd rather hang out with somebody that's bad at comedy than somebody who's a dick but great on stage. I find most comics would hopefully agree to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just, because we also, it's kind of social what we do. I feel like a lot of comics get weird about people disliking them, and because people dislike them, they won't book them, and people get very stuck in that high school social mentality. If Susan doesn't like me, how am I going to get on the show?
Yeah.
But I find that if they don't like you, there's nothing really you can do about situations like that, because people will make up their mind about you.
Yeah.
During the first meeting, generally.
Yeah. I've always had a kind of fatalist. Well, maybe not always. I don't know. Yeah, I just find like if you try to fix what people think about you, you'll just make it worse. So you just have to be like, I guess I'm not going to be popular with everyone. You
just kind of have to, and if you are trying to do that, that's very manipulative. And that's also very bad from like just a morality standpoint.
Yeah.
Try to manipulate somebody into liking you so you can get something from them. It's the best. I just find it best to just leave people alone.
Yeah.
I try to spend most of my time, it's going to sound loserish, but alone. I spend so much time talking on stage and then hanging out off stage that when I don't have to do comedy, I just don't talk to anybody ever.
Oh, shit.
I just find it easier just to read or just sleep the whole day.
Okay. I don't know. I also spend maybe more time alone than the average person, but I feel like it works for me.
Yeah, if it works for you, you don't have to force yourself.
Yeah.
That forcing yourself to do anything kind of probably sucks.
Yeah.
I just find it to be easier to be alone, and I find it okay if I'm not. It's just one of those things. I don't go seeking to just always hang out with somebody.
What do you read?
Right now I'm very into comic books. I've been reading a lot of like independent horror novel, like a lot of Joe Hill. He started writing a lot of, and I'm a huge fan because he is also Stephen King's son. So I thought
Joe Hill. I don't know him. So they're horror comics.
Yeah, well, he does novels a lot, but he also dips into. He's kind of like his father in that sense. He dips into the other aspects of media too, and he has a couple of good horror novels with Dark Horse that I really enjoy.
What's Dark Horse?
Publication within the in the comic world. It's an independent publication away from DC and Marvel. So
because they're kind of mainstream and superhero.
Yeah, so DC and Marvel are like the two big comic book, and then you have independent publications like Dark Horse, which do like Hellboy and like Constantine, like a lot of those. I guess now they're part of their DC imprint, because DC and Marvel have a bad habit of just buying up independent. It's
like once they become.
Yeah, just like any corporation, once a smaller entity becomes big enough that you feel a bit threatened, you kind of try to swallow them in, which is good and bad, because you never know if they would have survived if they hadn't done that. But it's still like comics is very much an artistic medium.
Yeah.
So it's such a strange thing to have like corporations take such art and then monopolize it. It's like finding out not a museum, but like to find out Amazon Prime was selling the Mona Lisa. You'd be like, what the hell am I watching right now?
Yeah.
What am I hearing?
Yeah.
So it's always such a strange aspect. But
and if they're not growing it, like,
I mean, they're growing it in the aspect of like they're taking it to like movies and TV, but within the medium itself, it feels like it's stagnated a bit.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but I mean, the thing was art like that. If you don't like the bigger things, there'll always be independent comic artists that are also trying to do the best.
Yeah.
But it's like music. It's hard to find stuff like that a lot of the time. You just have to go look for it.
Okay, so if I'm looking to check out independent horror comics, I can look for Joe Hill.
Joe Hill's good. There's a series called Wayward that's been very, very good. It's a I can't remember who the publication is for it, but it's a very good. It's like it's very short. It's like 6 comics. It's very Final Girl. It's like a Final Girl style of comic. It's very good. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
I've been trying to think, but it's well written. I think the guy who does it also works in TV too, but he's very good. I think I think it's IDW, the guys who also do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all those guys.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of independent, a lot of like comics have this habit of buying like TV and movie stuff trademarks to make comics out of them. So you'll find like I remember when I was a kid, there was a Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, which was just Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Evil Dead all mixed into one. It was like a whole comic book series when I was a kid. And so comics are very like, if you want like a mashup of your favorite characters,
Yeah.
there's probably a comic book out there that's done it.
Yeah.
Like there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman comic book out there.
Wow, I can't imagine those two
It's
in the same.
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them are pretty good.
Is like Batman eating pizza with the Ninja
Yes.
Turtles?
Yes, because
I guess, well, but I also like, I only see Batman in like the movies, which tend to be gritty, but he was also like at one point like more campy and
yeah,
fun.
1966 Adam West's Batman was very
I think there's
psychedelic.
like, I've never been a comic book person, but I think like I like that about comics, that there's these like different iterations of them. Like it sometimes I just bump up against the comic world and I realize there's like real artistry type stuff happening.
I think
there.
it's like it's a comics, and like I find even music is a reflection of its time. Like especially like we're talking about comics right after World War II. They wanted people to be happy.
Yeah.
So they would put out like Batman, Superman. They were very colorful, very very PG. And then the 80s, 70s came around. The hippie era had ended. Things were getting real bad. A lot of cocaine-fueled comic books, like The Dark Knight, Watchmen.
Is that where that comes from? Cocaine?
I'm assuming. I can't imagine Alan Moore was sober for most of what he wrote back in the day.
Yeah. I remember when I took like film in university, we did a section on gangster movies, and they said that it's always coming in and out of style, and it tends to be more in style when the economy's bad. And I was thinking, because there's like the 2 movies coming out about people who are like about boosters. Like one's called I Love Boosters, and it's just like people in the Bay Area jacking shit for fun.
Yeah, I mean, like...
and I was thinking, like, we're probably starting another era of, like, gangster and, like, crime movies and art because everyone is broke.
I feel like every decade has their version of gangster films, to be honest. The 90s had Boys in the Hood. They had those hood movies. Then you had, like, 2000s, you had Belly. You had a bunch of those crime comedies.
Belly was crazy.
Belly was awesome. They took every rapper that I knew, and but that was like the early 2000s. Like there was a game called Def Jam Fight for New York, where it was like a fighting game, but it had like every Def Jam rapper on it, and it was such a crazy blend of just you'd be Method Man beating up Redman.
Yeah, I feel like rappers are the best about being willing to walk outside their genre and their medium and just do different shit.
I think it's also like because it's such an age-based art form, because I think a lot of rappers see like by the time I'm 25, people might start calling me corny.
Yeah, so they're like a young guy who feels like it's going to be over tomorrow, so they're like, I will make money everywhere I
It's
can.
a lot of poverty involved in getting into that, so I feel like a lot of guys are like, I need to diversify, and the best way I know how to diversify is I need to get into movies or like TV or comic books or some form of stuff they liked when they were kids. So they're like, oh, it'd be cool if I was in this, and then this could be my legacy.
Yeah. I always think about doing things in the most boring and like middle class way you could do something. Like when you mentioned Mr. D, I was like, I think that's the comedian I most want to aspire to, because I feel like it seems reasonable to get like a Canadian TV show and then continue touring as a stand-up, as opposed to be like, I'm gonna go to America, I'm gonna like do all these like big thing, like.
You'd be surprised how hard it is to get a Canadian television show made.
So is that stupid then to have like smaller dreams when even the small dream is crazy?
I don't know if crazy might be I think it's more of the you'll be getting a lot more rejection than you'll be getting approvals, and you just kind of have to get used to that. I feel like anybody that has pitched a television show can tell you it's never the first time that goes well, unless they've come to you, kind of thing. I think if you're going to somebody, it's generally you're going to see a lot of rejection until somebody's just like, well, it's novels are a great indicator of like rejection. Like Stephen King would talks about like how he'd get rejected over and over and over again until somebody finally picked something up.
That makes me feel so good.
Yeah, and he didn't really get something till mid-30s, I think, that truly got made.
Yeah.
And so it's just, and it was because his wife took out a manuscript he had thrown out in the trash, and she's like, you gotta send this in. And he was like, it's been rejected like 1,000 times. She's like, you gotta keep sending it in.
Do you have anyone like that in your life who like tries to help you stay on point or do the things you need to do?
Yeah, my family tends to try to, they're fine with me doing this. I think that's really all that matters.
That's awesome.
Because I know a lot of families that especially kid of color that does this, they generally don't agree.
They're like, you're not some rich white kid, go get a fucking job.
Yeah, my family's more like, well, he's doing something. It's really all that matters.
Yeah. I think like, I feel like my family also is supportive of me, and I think it's like they can see how good it is for me and how motivated I am towards it.
Yeah, it's good to have like family. Like a lot of comics I know also don't really get, like their family doesn't really see eye to eye with them.
Yeah.
So they have to have like a friend group or like a support system outside of their family, which is also, creating your own family and all that.
Yeah.
Is also very important, especially with comedy. It could be kind of lonely a lot of the time, because a lot of time you're traveling and sometimes you're traveling alone. So it's good to have somebody to talk to, especially if you have gripes about a lot of the stuff, a lot of the isms that come with what we do.
Yeah. Any job you have to have somebody you can like complain about your work to.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. You won't go off the handle.
Do you feel like in terms of your actual comedy, do you feel like you've gone through different phases? Like with the type of material you're producing? Yeah,
when I first started, I was a one-liner comic. I very much just told one-liners. And that's how I built 5 minutes, 6 minutes. And then at some point, I think it was when I started coming to Toronto, I stopped being so stringent and I started focusing more on, because I didn't really like the material I had, so I just started doing crowd work at open mics. I would just start talking, but it wasn't like I would just start bullying people on stage. It felt like, but it was very in like especially like right during the pandemic was over. It worked because everybody was kind of an asshole at an open mic. So everybody's like, yeah, we like Peter because he's talking mad shit right now. And you're like, ah. And then after a while, I started writing more and more and more, and I felt more comfortable on stage. So I was more comfortable telling longer stories, being in the silence when even when a punchline didn't work, just knowing hoping the next part of the story, the punchline works, is just being comfortable sometimes. And I got more to that. And that's made it easier to transition from one style of joke telling to another.
Yeah. There's something like I'm going through, because I don't get longer sets often. So I'm like, it's rare for me to get like 20 or 25 minutes. And then I'm like, it makes me nervous sometimes that I like don't know how to like hold the stage for longer than that.
I think
Like that I don't have that experience yet.
Sometimes it comes with time. That's really all it is. Is like people. The more you're at this, the more people see you getting better or even trying to get better. The more people want to put you on stuff.
Yeah.
People generally, a lot of comics want to see other comics get better. People want to be able to take people that they like on the road, and know that they'll be good on stage, or even if they're not. It just the longer you are at this, the more comfortable people become around you, and the more trusting they are of people. As bad as that sounds, it's not always skill based in what we do, which is fine. I think a lot of the time, but again, with the invention of like social media, comics don't really need to rely on stuff like that anymore. If you really want stage time, a lot of times you kind of have to find your own audience now, which is fine.
Yeah.
You should be doing that, I find. It's just a lot of us aren't very good at that aspect of it. So I find that if you want longer stage time, the best way you can do that is just putting on your own shows, good or bad. Just get a couple of comics, get a host, get 2 openers, and then just do a longer set. Nobody's gonna be mad about that. I can't imagine anybody being mad about that.
Yeah, no, I have done that. Yeah,
just do that. No, and if it becomes something, that's even better. Now you get a monthly show out of it.
Yeah,
and now you can put other comics on, and because of also the more comics you put on, the more value, I guess. More people like, oh, now I'm gonna put them on my show.
Yeah,
and that sounds bad, but we do live in a very capitalistic world. Favors are very important in what we do.
Yeah,
even when people don't like it so much, nobody really complains when they're the ones in favor. So it's like it's just an aspect of what we do.
So I think we're coming to the end. I feel like I could talk to you for another hour. Is there anything like going on with you that you want to plug?
Oh, me? No.
No.
No, I'm not very good.
Can we find you somewhere on socials?
Yeah, you can find me on mostly Instagram. I have an Instagram page.
And that's Peter Saran?
Saran Rap.
Saran Rap.
0_0. Because somebody took just Saran Rap.
Fuck.
It is what it is.
And is their last name Saran?
They must be, because I put it in and they're like, it's already taken. I'm like, I don't want to do like 69 or something, so I just put 0_0.
0_0.
Yeah, I found that would be probably easier for people to find me when they put in Saran Wrap.
I love it. Okay, well, thank you so much for being on, Peter.
Thank you for having me.